Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Zakk Wylde, Black Label Society, Ozzy Osbourne Band, and you're listening to 89 Radio Rock.
Fala galera, beleza? Eu sou o Wendell Correia e hoje eu vou conversar com o lendário guitarrista Zakk Wylde, o cara que toca com Ozzy, tem a banda Black Label Society, que vai lançar um novo álbum no dia 26 de novembro chamado Doom Crew Inc. E é sobre isso que eu vou conversar com ele, com exclusividade para 89 a Rádio Rock.
Oh, hey, what's shaking? Wendell, what are you doing, my brother?
Doing fine, and you? How are you, man?
Doing great, brother. Sitting there hanging out in New York City, got some Valhalla Java. I'm talking to you. Life's good, man.
It's a pleasure talking with you, man. Thank you for our time.
Not a doubt, buddy.
I want to start asking about Brazil. You've been here a few times. What do you most like when you are in Brazil? What do you remember from Brazil?
Just the people are amazing, full of passion. The Brazilian chapter of the Almighty Black Label, and then also you got to remember the amazing Brazilian steakhouses. Always, I look forward to it every time we go down there.
Totally. Any fun story you can share with us in Brazil?
No, just like you said, just smashing Brazilian steakhouses constantly, and then doing the shows, man. And it's just awesome, you know, because everybody down there has so much passion for life. It's awesome. It just it's great, without a doubt. Nothing but great times, man. Every time I go down to Brazil.
And talking about the new album coming up on November, Doom Crew Inc. How was the process of writing and recording this album?
Well, you know, because a lot of people are like, "Oh, with the pandemic, you know, was it any different or this and that?" And I go, "No, it wasn't. I mean, you know, no different than making any of the records. You know, it's just we're actually from No Rest for the Wicked with Ozzy up to now. I mean, you know, you get inspired, you write some stuff, and then, you know, but I mean, for this album, what we did differently on this one, I mean, I recorded all the guitar work before Jeffy and JD came out to the Vatican. So I just did everything that you hear on that record, whether it's Set You Free or whatever, you know, I doubled all the guitars, did all the guitar work. So when Jeff and JD came out, Jeffy would just listen to the song. I tell him the arrangement or whatever. And then I go, you know, maybe we'll do halftime here, or we'll do this here, you know, and Jeff would just listen to it, play air drums and figure out the song and go, all right, cool. Let me go in there and track it. Jeff would just go right behind the drums, knock it out, play 2-3 times, done, killed it. So, you know, and Jeff would be happy with it, and then we're done, move on to the next song. So, yeah, and you know, there were some things that came at the end. I think like Set You Free was one of the songs near the end of the time the guys were there, and Forever and a Day came at the end. But yeah, but you know, like Love Rain Down, I wrote that song about my mother probably during No More Tears. You know, so that song's been sitting around for 30 years. You know, that version of it on the piano. We did it on Stronger Than Death, heavy, but I mean, that was the original version was a piano version. But that one, and then I guess Farewell Ballad, that's been sitting around for a while as well on YouTube and all that stuff. So I wrote it as a backing track, but you know, I finally got around to finishing it. So but I mean, the rest of it, you know, just all me just sitting down with my practice amp like I always do in my gym, and just with a cup of Odin Force, and then just start writing, you know, until you get stuff that you're happy with. That's all.
I don't think we have enough time to talk about all the tracks, but you mentioned Love Rain Down. I think it's my favorite track by now, because when I first hear it, it really got my attention because it came from Forsaken. It's a heavy song, and then Love Rain Down. You start singing a beautiful piano. It's a beautiful song. And I was going to ask you what means the song for you. You say it's about your mother. Is that right?
Yeah, totally. This is when my mom passed away. So, yep.
Yeah, it's a beautiful song, man.
Thanks a lot, brother.
And the last track, Farewell Ballad, it's an interesting name song of the last track of the album. What means Farewell Ballad?
Well, I mean, you know, that's what the name of it was when I actually did when I did the track. I mean, because it was just named Farewell Ballad. So I actually wrote the lyrics around the title. So it was actually the first time I've actually done that. Usually I don't work that way, but yeah, so, you know, I mean, that's what that one came about. And then, you know, like for me, lyrics always come either from something that's happened to me, something that's happened to somebody I know, or if, you know, something I read about or something I find interesting, you know what I mean? And it's just like, oh, this would be like a cool song. You know what I mean? So you know, something that you think's interesting. So that's usually where my lyrics come from.
You write the lyrics after you do the melody of the song, right?
Yeah, it's always got to, I mean, it's always usually the music, and then the music will kind of dictate the, you know, it inspires you to sing a melody. And then I'll sit out in the truck and just start singing something that a line that would fit cool over something. And then then I got to figure out what I want to sing it about. And, you know, something that's interesting to me. And then I'll start coming up with the lyrics.
And talking about Set You Free, the first single and an opening track of the album, why did you choose this song?
I don't know. I guess because it's quick, it's simple, and it's to the point. So we just said, let's just go with this one.
And it's a really fun video for Set You Free. I was shooting the video, and who has this idea?
No, I just wanted to, you know, Justin Reek, who does all our videos, he's the Stanley Krubeck of Black Label Society. And yeah, I just told Justin, I said, what I want to do is recreate my high school prom. And you know, from Jackson Memorial High School at 1985. So basically this was a recreation of my high school prom. So, you know, down to the bath salts, the guy getting his arms and his testicles ripped off. You know, I saw the whole thing happen the first time around, and then I think we captured it brilliantly.
It's really fun video. And did you made it 30 songs for the new album?
There's 30 actually recorded ideas, but I mean, not I didn't sing on any of them, but you know, there's only the 12 songs that we made on the record. Those are the ones that have the lyrics and melodies. The other ones are just music. You know what I mean? So Jeff played drums and JD played bass on almost all of them. So, but you know, they're just sitting in the can, and if we eventually want to pull them back out and check them out and then, you know, finish them, then I'll finish them. You know what I mean?
Which guitars did you use?
Oh, just all my Wild Audio stuff, man. I've been using it since the Grimace Hits record. You know, my Wild Audio head, and then my Wild Audio, all my Wild Audio fill. I mostly use the Nomads, and I used a bunch of the Heathens, you know, for some of the solos and stuff like that. But it's mostly all the Nomads on this one.
And do you have a favorite track?
No, I mean, for me, it's just it depends on what mood you're in. You know what I mean? If you want to hear the mellow stuff, then you listen to Love Rain Down. You know what I mean? If you want to hear the heavy stuff, then you listen to, you know, Set You Free or whatever you want to listen to, you know, Gather All My Sins or anything like that.
And why the name Don't Krill Inc.?
Well, when we first started, I mean, that's what I would call the crew, you know what I mean? Because it'd be like no sleep, us drinking, and just, you know, and no matter what the circumstances were, the crew would always get it done. So I just called them the Doom Crew, you know what I mean? So that was the nickname for the crew. So the Doom Crew Incorporated. But yeah, so I mean, it just makes perfect sense. Eventually now, you know, it's been around since the beginning of the band when we started in '98. So yeah, I mean, it's just basically dedicated to the Doom Crew Incorporated. So that's how it came about.
And I know a lot of friends started playing the guitar because of you, especially when they were teenagers. When did you find out that you are doing something different and inspire new guitarists?
Well, I mean, I'm no different than anybody else. I mean, it's just your love of music and everything. So, I mean, you know, I mean, the you know, the best advice I could ever give to to young musicians is whatever it is you love and whatever it is you have passion for and whatever music it is that moves you is what you should be playing. And write, you know, whatever you write that comes out of you naturally. And it's just because that's what moves you, and you're not even forcing it. You just, because it's natural, then that's what you just go with it. You know what I mean? Don't fight it. Just that's what's naturally coming out of you. You know what I mean? So like the Green Day guys, like, you know, if it was like, oh, you guys need to be more like Guns N' Roses or whatever, you know, before they made it, it's just like, yeah, but this is what we like. We like playing like punk stuff. You know what I mean? It's just like, that's what you should be doing. You know what I'm saying? You know, just like, you know, telling John Bon Jovi he's got to sound like Led Zeppelin. You know, he would just go, yeah, but this is what I do. You know, this is the kind of stuff I write. You know, it's just like, just do what naturally comes, whatever comes naturally to you and just comes out of you is what because that's what you're playing, what you love. You know what I mean? So, and instead of chasing after something that you think is going to make you successful. It just doesn't work that way.
And do you see a new generation of guitar heroes coming up?
Yeah. I mean, all you got to do is go on Instagram, and I think it's awesome. I mean, how many young kids, guys and girls that are just really great singers and guitar players and drummers. I mean, it's great that younger kids are actually playing instruments. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's definitely inspiring, man, for sure. It's great.
And talking about practicing, do you still play the guitar every day, study the guitar?
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, it's just like, and it's more so like writing and stuff like that. But I mean, like if there's something you want to learn, then you learn it. You know what I mean? You just apply yourself and you get on it. But yeah, I still love playing every day, man.
And you are going on tour on October. There's a tour coming up. What do you expect from the audience after all this thing that is happening on the
Well,
world?
yeah, I mean, we did 3 shows over at Sturgis, and we did another show with the Montana chapter and the Virginia chapter, all festivals. So, I mean, it was great. It almost seemed like, like we were never away. So, we got back up there and we just started playing. It felt great playing again, but also it was great seeing everybody hanging out, having a great time. So, you know what I mean? So it was almost like COVID didn't even exist. It never happened. So, I mean, hopefully that's why I'm looking forward to, us going out in October and November and more of what we just saw.
And what do you miss the most about touring, and what you won't miss?
No, there's nothing. I mean, I love touring. I love being when I'm home. I love being home. When I'm touring, I love when I'm on the road. To me, there's no bad parts of it. You know what I mean? I just embrace the whole process. So, to me, some people like making records and they don't like touring. Some people can't stand making the records and they just like touring. So I like the whole thing.
And what's your favorite pastime aside from music?
My favorite pastime? I would say, me just chilling out, maybe bringing my dogs for a walk and relaxing. You know what I mean? And just my favorite pastime is spending time with my family. You know what I mean? But the other side of that, I like lifting weights and stuff like that, just by myself. So that's some iron therapy right there. You know what I mean? That's why I dig lifting. But just to get away from everything and just challenge myself. So, or aside of that, just practicing, just playing.
And my last question, it's about Aussie. Have you been talking with him? How is he okay?
Well, I was just having surgery today, and I just talked with him. I texted him last night, so I was talking with him. So, just to tell him I wish him well and I love him, and hope he's, just to kick this thing's ass, so we can get back out and rolling. Because that's the game. He just wants to get back out and to start getting back to doing what he loves, and that's playing. So, the game plan is that doctors will glue him back together and get him back out there so he can start doing what he loves.
Yeah, that's what we all hope. Thank you so much, Zakk. Thank you. I appreciate your time. It's a pleasure to talk with you.
Right back at you, my brother. You take care, and I'll hopefully we'll see you down there, and we'll go eat some Brazilian steakhouse.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to it.
All right, my brother. You take care of yourself, brother.
Thank you so much. You too.
Bye, buddy.
Bye-bye.